The War of the Bounty Hunters comic crossover event has ended, running from May through November 2021 and consisting of 34 total issues. Today I'll be providing you with a timeline of the events placed in chronological order as best I can. After the events of The Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett transports Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt on Tatooine, but an alarm sounds and the carbonite slab begins to melt. So Fett makes a pit stop on the planet Nar Shaddaa, where an old ally named Doc Raygon agrees to stabilize Solo in exchange for a favor. While Boba Fett is busy, Jabba sends another bounty hunter named Diva Lompop to Nar Shaddaa to see why there has been a delay in Han Solo's delivery. She finds the carbonite slab and sells the location to Crimson Dawn instead, who then kill the Doctor, steal Han Solo, and personally invite Jabba to an event they soon plan to hold. Furious at the loss of his prize, Jabba the Hutt places a bounty on Boba, a bounty large enough to get the attention of other hunters like the cyborg Valance, Dengar, Bosk, Forlom, and Zuckuss. Valance sees this as a chance to rescue Solo, who saved his life when they were in the Imperial Academy together. The events on Nar Shaddaa catch the attention of the Rebel Alliance, so Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca head there to see if they can find any sign of Han or Boba Fett. They are too late, but an old friend of Chewie's named Sagwa informs them that someone has proudly claimed to have stolen Solo out from under Fett's nose. The Empire also hears of Solo's theft, and Darth Vader concocts a plan to recover him to set another trap for Luke. He and the assassin Ochi of Bestoon approach Baku the Hutt, a rival of Jabba's, and demand his assistance in the matter. Meanwhile, Domina Tag, head of the Tag Corporation, hires Dr. Afra and Sana Starros to investigate the disappearance of one of her cousins, a cousin who claimed to have been invited to a mysterious but valuable opportunity. On Canto Bight, the Sixth Kin Criminal Syndicate sends two of its enforcers, Just Lucky and Ariel, to track down and execute a deserter. Crimson Dawn hires the bounty hunter Bosch and several other Ubi's exiles to assassinate Domina Tag and the corporation's board of directors. They fail, but Domina offers them more money and a chance for them to all return home if they simply tell her all about their latest employer. Forlom and Zuckuss are the first bounty hunters to catch up to Boba Fett. They fail to capture him, and Fett learns from what's left of Forlom that Jabba is the one who placed a bounty on him. So he heads to Jabba's palace, where Bib Fortuna informs him that the crime lord has left for an auction of Han Solo being held by the once great criminal syndicate Crimson Dawn. Now led by Han's former flame Qi'ra, the auction is meant to serve as their grand reintroduction to the galaxy. Forlom's head is recovered in the Tatooine sands where Boba Fett left it. It's then sold to an old enemy of Zuckuss's, a doctor who reprograms the droid into a killing machine meant to assassinate the Gand. Zuckuss kills the doctor and frees Forlom from his new programming, but the droid no longer recognizes its old partner and leaves, sending Zuckuss into a depression. After forming a temporary alliance, Valance and Dengar learn of Crimson Dawn's return, but are attacked by a masked assassin named Deathstick who chases them across Nar Shaddaa. On Corellia, one of Valance's old allies named Tonga encounters Crimson Dawn forces, wiping out what's left of a gang known as Mourner's Whale. She is tasked with protecting a girl named Cadelia, the heir to Mourner's Whale, and another syndicate named the Unbroken Clan. Tonga recruits Tasu Leech and Zuckuss to her cause. Valance and Dengar escape Nar Shaddaa and head to Canto Bight, where they learn about Crimson Dawn from the Sixth Kin. Deathstick chases them there, and in a moment of privacy from Valance, trades Dengar an invitation to the auction for the promise of information on Cadelia. Leia receives word of Crimson Dawn's return from one of her spies, Amilyn Holdo. Leia, Lando, Chewie, and 3PO head off to the planet Jakara, where the auction is to be held. Luke plans to meet up with them after his own mission to rescue Mon Mothma from an Imperial attack. Darth Vader and Ochi follow a lead from Baku deep into Hutt space, where they land in a trap set by IG-88. Vader injures the droid and is able to learn of Crimson Dawn's auction from its databanks. What's left of IG-88 returns to its employer, Imperial Administrator Sly Moore, to report on the failure of its mission. Vader follows the droid, but agrees to let Moore live if she can win the auction for Solo. The Sith Lord also orders Baku to bid against the other Hutts to hedge his bets and ensure he winds up with Solo in his custody. He then sends Ochi to see who else Baku has been working with. The assassin is quickly approached by Crimson Dawn agents who offer him a place among their ranks, an offer that he refuses. Afra and Asana reach Domina's cousin's ship, where they find everyone on board has been killed. They find Crimson Dawn's invitation, and then run into the bounty hunter Dirge. All three of them are attacked by deadly parasites called cymotes. Afra uses Dirge to lure the creatures into the airlock, and then spaces all of them. Domina decides to send Afra and Asana to the auction to continue uncovering as much information about Crimson Dawn as they can. Boba Fett makes his way to Jakara, where he is ambushed by Bosk. Fett blows off his legs, leaves the Trandoshan tied up in the cold, and infiltrates Crimson Dawn's party in disguise. With representatives from the Galactic Empire, Hutt Cartel, Black Sun, Unbroken Clan, and several other criminal syndicates gathered, Qi'ra begins the auction for Han Solo. Jabba and Baku the Hutts both bid, but Jabba wins after offering 1 million credits. Afra and Asana make their way into the party and target a Black Sun operative wearing a necklace of data crystals full of underworld secrets. Just Lucky and Ariel track down their old mentor and traitor to the Sixth Kin, Lieutenant Krei, who fights them behind the auction. Darth Vader arrives to claim Han Solo for the Empire despite Sly Moore's failure. Jabba eventually concedes for fear of his life, but Qi'ra demands payment from the Empire, causing the Sith Lord to attack her. With Vader and Qi'ra distracted, Leia, Chewie, and Lando bump into Boba Fett while they're all trying to sneak Han away, and they fight as well. Vader senses Luke arriving in orbit above the planet, prompting him to quickly end his duel with Qi'ra and threaten Solo's life to force his son into a confrontation. Luke knows he isn't ready to face his father again, so he calls his bluff and goads Vader into chasing him in the sky, but not before the other Imperials are ordered to take Solo to the Super Star Destroyer Executor. Terrified of being spotted by Darth Vader, Afra and Asana flee the main lobby of Crimson Dawn's ship and track down their target along with her necklace. They discover she is a Crimson Dawn spy within Black Sun, but they're apprehended by the ship's droid guards and thrown in prison. Just Lucky and Ariel are likewise captured by Deathstick, who has made her way to the auction. Enraged at the Hutt Council's loss, Baku questions Jabba's leadership, but the Elder Hutt ignores him and heads back to Tatooine. Boba Fett attempts to intercept the Imperials to reclaim Solo, but is again ambushed, this time by Dengar and Valance, who have finally arrived. After a short scuffle, Valance and Fett decide to join forces and leave Dengar floating in a lake on a block of ice. So Fett, Valance, Leia, Lando, and Chewie all give chase to the Imperial shuttle on its way to the Executor. But everything becomes even more chaotic when Baku the Hutt calls in Hutt reinforcements as a show of defiant strength in the face of the Empire. Dengar is rescued by Deathstick, who demands to know Cadelia's location. Dengar obliges. Tonga, Zuckuss, and the rest of their crew discover Bosk and untie him after learning Valance is in the area. Afra, Asana, Just Lucky, and Ariel all awaken in a Crimson Dawn cell together. They work to lure Lieutenant Krei inside, kill him, and escape. They gather weapons and plant explosives all over the ship until they find the spy's necklace among several other relics and treasures. But before they can grab it, Deathstick appears yet again. Afra grabs a relic called a Thought Dowser, which is powered by the dark side and allows any wielder to dominate the mind of another. She uses it to subdue and incapacitate Deathstick until it explodes in her hand. They grab the necklace and flee in Sana's ship, stranding Just Lucky and Ariel. On the necklace, Afra discovers a network of Crimson Dawn spies hidden within the Empire, the Rebellion, the Tag Corporation, and every notable organization in the galaxy. The power of the Thought Dowser also infects the electrical implants in Afra's arm. The Millennium Falcon is offered safe passage to land on the Executor thanks to a Crimson Dawn spy hiding in Imperial ranks. Boba Fett and Valance land on the Super Star Destroyer as well, but once Valance leads his new partner to Solo's location, Fett betrays him and leaves him for dead. Fett arrives just in time to stop Leia from freeing Han, and then a Hutt missile blows a hole in the ship, sending the carbonite slab tumbling back out towards the planet below. Fett flies out and catches it, finally reclaiming Solo for himself. Leia is heartbroken but escapes back to the Falcon with her friends. Meanwhile, Darth Vader is commanded by the Emperor to end his pursuit of Skywalker to deal with the insolence of the Hutts. He slaughters the members of the Hutt Council that stayed behind on Jakara, but not before Baku announces his fealty to Crimson Dawn and willingness to sacrifice himself for their rise to power. Valance is contacted by Tonga, who offers to rescue him from the Executor. The attempt fails because Vader sees Valance escaping and uses the Force to pull him away from his friends. IG-88 is rebuilt under orders from Diva Lompop. She hires him in a last-ditch effort to save Han Solo from Boba Fett. The droid fails yet again, and Han Solo is at last delivered to Jabba the Hutt, the final living member of the Hutt Council. In the aftermath of the battle, Qi'ra contacts the Millennium Falcon and offers to meet with Leia. She claims that while she did use Han for Crimson Dawn's gain, she hoped and tried to reunite him with Leia. She offers her services to the Rebel Alliance as well as her assistance in freeing Han from Jabba the Hutt when the time is right. The Emperor commands Darth Vader and Ochi to uncover Crimson Dawn spies within the Empire. Ochi first heads to the Assassin's League, where he finds they have captured Qi'ra. He shoots her captors and frees her, apparently also now in league with the Dawn. Vader repairs and heals Valance, demanding that he once again work for the Empire. Back on the Crimson Dawn flagship, Qi'ra gathers several allies, including the Unbroken Clan, the Knights of Ren, Deathstick, and more to celebrate the chaos they caused for the Empire. And so ends the War of the Bounty Hunters. We'll soon be getting 2 more comic series about Crimson Dawn's return, Crimson Reign and the Hidden Empire. But this video should give you the basics of the massive crossover comic event. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with future Star Wars comic coverage, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.